Welcome back. There is a whole lot to unpack from the first day of testimony in Jennifer Crumbley's involuntary manslaughter trial.
Yeah, plenty to unpack, including a few heated exchanges between the prosecution and the defense team.
Here to discuss all of it is Judge Kenneth King of the 36th District Court, as well as Todd Flood, former special prosecutor and now defense attorney. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, of course, anything in relation to the tragedy of the Oxford High School shooting, it's going to be intense, difficult to watch, but today was also contentious at many points, very dramatic. Todd, what are your main takeaways from what we saw today?
Well, to that point, I have two simple rules in the courtroom, and Judge King and I have been friends for many decades. Be good and be a gentleman, or be good and be a lady. Have some civility in a courtroom. And, having the contentious moments, that interpersonal stuff can get off to a jury and turn the wrong way. So that's one dynamic. If it was in front of the jury or it spills over into in front of the jury, that can be bad. Big takeaways from today. I thought the prosecution laid out kind of their opening theme. They started strong. They hit some very impactful, sensitive witnesses that saw the drama in that horrific day. I didn't see a theme or theory necessarily, except for a lot of finger pointing by the defense at the father, right? And trying to say you didn't see, my client's name on that. You didn't see my client's name on whatever documents. But that can only be the defense that's going to be put out there, right? There's only two defenses. You either got the wrong person, right? I didn't do it, or yes, but. Here, there's no yes, but defense. It's not self-defense. So here, you got the wrong person. So that's what she's going to try to put forth.
Judge King, there was a point where the defense attorney got a little emotional, and she told the judge, I'm doing the best I can right now. And the judge had to respond and say, listen, we're all human, but we have business to conduct here. Right. How important is it that you are able to be level, present the facts, and get through the case?
Well, you have to be a professional at all times, but the thing is that that kind of behavior can really backfire, because a jury can think that you're trying to spin me, that your emotion that you're displaying is fake, and it can really backfire. So you have to really be careful with things like that.
That lead defense attorney became emotional seeing a video from the day of the shooting, said she hadn't seen the video before.
Well, I would find that hard to believe, because attorneys are afforded discovery well in advance of trial, and if she hasn't gone through the discovery, shame on her. It shouldn't be any video or any piece of evidence that she hadn't seen, or have that kind of emotion like you're seeing it for the very first time. So I would suspect that part of that was probably theatrical.
Yeah, and speaking of theatrics, what we can only assume are, one of the things that really stands out, that has people talking, of course, is she mentioned a Taylor Swift lyric in her opening statement. I mean, Todd, what is going through your mind when this is how this attorney kicked off the whole defense?
It took me back. I mean, that first impression, I couldn't imagine starting off my opening statement that way. You have a theme. Obviously, she wants to put that theme out there. I found it somewhat troubling. She also telegraphed and told basically that her client's going to take the stand. Again, there's so many things that you want to be able to put the groundwork in front of, but I always, this is going to be a long opening, I was thinking, because there were so many witnesses, and I tell jurors, if the testimony comes out the way we believe it will come out, you will hear the following, right? That my client didn't have anything to do with this, right? So you lay that out, but that's in a way that you do it so...
That's years of experience talking.
Well, with him. So, but at the end of the day, that's what we would do, right?
Yeah, right. You paint yourself into a corner when you say, my client's going to testify. What if your client doesn't need to testify, and now you have the jury waiting to hear from your client, and now you don't put your client up, well, she must have something to hide. Why didn't she testify like she said?
Exactly.
You never want to do that.
Right.
And this whole thing about Taylor Swift, well, everybody knows that's probably one of the most popular people on the planet right now. That's her attempt of trying to connect with the jury. I listen to Taylor Swift like you guys do. She likes her, I like her, you guys like her. I need you to
potentially
like me.
something else that could backfire, as many people saw it as extremely inappropriate.
And
Right.
distasteful in some opinions.
Yeah, considering what brought everyone to that courtroom.
Yeah, it was kind of shocking. And to the fact that you haven't seen the evidence, you haven't seen that tape, are you, come on now. This is someone's life on the line, right?
That's one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to look at what video you've given me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, this is only day one of testimony. We have many days ahead. We will be following it the entire time. Judge Kenneth King and Attorney Todd Flood, thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The trial is expected to last 2 weeks, and of course, we'll have full coverage for you here and analysis each day. You can find all of that also on our website, cbsdetroit.com.